Hello and dobry dzień. It is August 2023 and I'm on a bus heading to a small town in central Slovakia. Because this small town in central Slovakia is a place I've been wanting to go since forever. I'm sure most of you have seen the viral clip of that amateur football team who have a steam train running through their home stadium. And if you haven't, here it is. But I know a lot of you have seen this before because you keep sending it to me and telling me I should go there. Well, today we are going there. And we're not just going there, we are going to their biggest match of the season. But we're also going to try and find out what's the story behind this magical place. How did a railway end up going through a football ground? And will we have more luck seeing a train than Ellis from Away Days, who filmed this classic episode a few days before?
We've been here an hour, Ben. There's not been a train.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Welcome to the most famous Slovak 6th Division football team on earth. This is Tatran Čierny Balog. I've got off the bus in a place called Čierny Balog, a town of about 5,000 people that has become famous on the internet because of its football team, Tatran Čierny Balog. And we've arrived just a few hours before their biggest match of the year. So this is what the whole town is talking about. Tonight, 5 o'clock, in the Slovakian Cup second round, the local heroes of Tatran Čierny Balog against First Division Železiana Podbrezova, I think. Yeah, big team, First Division. Although we came through there on the way down. Mm-hmm. That's Andrew saying, mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if anything, Podbrezova was smaller than Čierny Balog, so I think they're doing quite well to be in the First Division. But yeah, big match. Oh, Andrew's here. The back of Andrew's head is here, as usual. This way. I didn't realise, but at the time we were filming this, Podbrezova were actually joint top of the Slovak First League. Okay, it's only 4 games into the season, but still. Tatran, meanwhile, are an amateur club who play in Slovakia's regional 6th league, and they were only just promoted last season from the 7th. So if Tatran can get a result tonight, we could see one of the greatest shocks in the history of Slovak football. But of course, what we really want to see is a train. So we've arrived here nearly 3 hours before kickoff, because if I've timed this right, I have timed this right. Now, if you've seen Ellis's video, you'll know this is already a good start. We've only been here 5 minutes, and we've already seen a train, but I think we can still do even better. The real holy grail here is to see the train go through the stadium during a match. Incidentally, while I was filming these scenes, and looking like a massive tourist, we predictably caught the attention of some of the locals. We got chatting to them, and long story short, a man called Peter, who had been planning to spend the afternoon sunbathing in his back garden, is now going to be hanging out with us instead. You'll be able to tell who he is. He's the absolute legend who spends the entire video in his Bermuda shorts.
Maybe.
So when in the 1970s, were they in a higher division?
Mm-hmm.
They were in like the...
I'm not sure in which division they were, but I think they were much better. Starting in completely different conditions. What I remember, they didn't have this grass, but something like this kind of playground, you know?
Gravel.
Yeah.
It's called gravel?
Yeah.
This is gravel, yeah. Mm-hmm. At this point, we're interrupted by a loud toot. And for once, it isn't Andrew's bottom, it's the train coming back the other way. In the summer holidays, trains run through the stadium 4 times a day. And normally this one, going back into town at about 2:45 in the afternoon, is the last one. So with Tatran home games usually scheduled for 4:30 or 5 p.m, normally you don't actually see trains going through the stadium during a match. But today is not a normal day.
Oh, that's a proper steady cam.
Yeah, the professionals are here. Tonight's match is being broadcast live on Slovak television, and apparently it's the first time Tatran are going to be on live TV in the history of the club. And I get the feeling, if the cameras are here, we might just get a few more trains. Anyway, by now a few away fans have started to arrive at the stadium, and it's not long before the official Podbrezova team bus appears at the gates. But something's not quite right. If this is the team bus, shouldn't there be some footballers on it? Where have they gone? That was Podbrzezova's manager, Roman Skuravi, cousin of former Czech international striker, Tomáš Skuravi. I've just been dobry-denned by the manager of one of Slovakia's top football teams, who've just arrived at a stadium on a steam train. Frankly, my den could not get much dobrier, and the match hasn't even started yet.
I think this is good, right? We're on the halfway line and we've got like the away ultras here.
Yeah, and these are actually really nice. It's a pretty cool view for a stadium for a match, gotta say.
Like even without the railway, this is a nice view.
Yeah.
Railway as an extra little extra.
I don't know what an extra little extra is, but anyway, the teams are about to start their warm-ups, and see if you can spot which ones are the professional top division footballers and which ones are the amateur 6th division ones. Meanwhile, the refereeing team are doing their little warm-up too. Brings a whole new meaning to running the line. And finally, it is time for the match to kick off. And I know us YouTube people sometimes like to exaggerate things, but like I said, if Tatran can get any sort of result today, it would be one of the greatest shocks the sport has ever seen. They're probably not going to, I've seen both teams warming up, but that's the beauty of the game. You never know. If they can just stay in the match early on and keep it tight at the back...
Great stuff.
Okay, let's watch the replay and try to analyse what went wrong tactically there. Yep, I think it's the bit where they leave 3 attackers completely unmarked in the middle of their own box. I love this team already. I haven't seen defensive positioning like that since someone called Tim played inverted wingback for the British Institute. And for context, I wasn't supposed to be inverted. Or a wingback. But to be fair, Tatran are a much better side than my university team was, and they actually managed to mount a few attacks.
I think the number 6 is going to get on the end of us. Not like that.
No. It's a shame. Still, they got a corner.
In fact, Tatran are almost pressing for an equaliser when Podbrezova score a second. So yeah, 2-0 down already, less than 20 minutes gone. I think a lot of smaller teams would switch to all-out defence and just try to park the bus. But here, they don't just park the bus.
What are we now? Half an hour in?
2-0 in 19 minutes.
19 minutes in, 2-0, and there's been a train.
Yeah.
And now we can continue the football match.
Now, I'll be honest, despite the tactical masterstroke of literally parking a train, Tatran's defending doesn't get any better. But never mind that. Do football grounds get any better than this? Is there anywhere else you could see an actual steam train running between the pitch and the stands? Well, since it's this channel, we're actually going to have to answer that question. As far as I know, this is unique in current league football, but it's not quite unique in history. There's another small European team that used to have a railway track going through their ground, and I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, Manchester City. Yep, before the Etihad and before even Main Road, they played at a ground called Hyde Road, and as you can see from this map, it had a railway going through it. Anyway, it's now half-time and Tatran are already 6-0 down. And apparently this is the cue for every school kid in the stadium to invade the pitch for a kickabout.
I think the half-time entertainment is half the town coming onto the pitch.
And as if that wasn't enough, we're about to get yet another train.
I guess this is the half-time entertainment.
Looks that way.
And let's be real for a moment. Forget the score. This is brilliant. The whole town has come out today to have a party. Eat a few burgers, drink a few drinks, toot a few whistles. It doesn't matter if Tatran are losing. Of course they're losing. They're in the 6th division. But this is what football is all about. Or at least it should be. And you never know, maybe the boys can launch a stirring comeback in the second half. if Podbrezova scored 6 in one half, then maybe so can Okay, I got a bit carried away there.
That was so preventable that I didn't even film it. I thought it wasn't going to be a goal.
The defender was calling for the keeper to come out and claim it. The keeper didn't move it. And the striker...
Sorry, can you say that again? Yeah, that probably shouldn't have been a goal.
Right, at what point do we start questioning whether the scoreboard can handle double figures? Fair play to the Podbrezova Ultras, by the way. They haven't stopped making a racket all game. I mean, there hasn't really been enough time for them to shut up in between all the goals. The only real question now is how many more they're going to get.
Now we see the scoreboard tick over.
Can the scoreboard tick over? Does it have a 10?
That's the thing.
Podbrezova have officially broken the scoreboard. I think it's fair to say they have been the better side today and they deserve to go through to the next round. And there's really no need for them to score anymore. It doesn't matter how many more you get, lads, it's not going to make any difference to the scoreboard. Eventually, the ref decides he's seen enough. It ends 12-0, officially, and Tatran are out of the cup.
Do you think the pressure of having the TV cameras here?
Strange. I just thought that. That's weird. I think it added a pressure that the home team were not used to, and the away team clearly had been under before, and they dealt with the circumstances better.
Do you not feel like they were in it until about
It was
the second minute?
It was a competitive game throughout, but the quality showed through with the away team.
I guess for Tatran, there's always next year. But wait a minute, we still haven't answered the question. How did a railway end up going through a football ground? Well, we asked Petter, who asked one of the guys on Tatran's coaching team, and the short answer is, it was never supposed to be like this. The railway was here long before the football team, but then the railway closed down, and that's when the football team came along and built the stadium.
Okay, so they thought the train was never going to come back.
Yeah.
But then it did come back, and for more on that story, we might just have a cheeky bonus video where I take a ride on the railway itself. So stay subscribed to the channel and that'll be along soon. But first, someone's going to have to remove me from a place that has lower league football, a quirky railway, and what you could almost call mountains. Good luck with that. If you'd like to visit Čierny Balog, it's a short bus or taxi ride from the mainline station at Brezno, which has direct trains from the capital Bratislava. The best time to come and see Tatran is when the football season has started, but the steam trains are still running, so basically August. Entry to the match that we went to was €3, but we were very lucky to see so many trains. If you want to know what it's normally like here, I recommend watching Ellis's video as well. Meanwhile, a massive thank you to Petter for such a warm Slovak welcome. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Andrew is having an actual good time.
Yeah, in Čierny Balog.
Right, I'll leave you there.